Happy Tuesday morning, everybody. Happy Tuesday morning. Good morning to you. It's time for Morning Manna. And I'm going to give Facebook Live a few seconds to get our audience together. Then we're going to jump right into the word on this morning. Man, we're in this series. We're in this series that I'm talking about leadership. And in fact, you're probably going to be hearing a lot from me about leadership. Because remember what I said, and I'm going to keep repeating this. Every believer is a leader. Every believer is a leader. So it's Morning Manna, and I'm going to be sharing the word with you on this morning. I'm going to give you the text to talk and the takeaway. The text to talk and the takeaway, what are you going to do? You're going to give the hearts, the likes, you're going to share, you're going to put the comments in the area, and so that everybody can get the revelation that you are getting. Couple of more seconds and then we're going to get right into the word on this morning. How you doing this morning? How's everything with you on this morning? You know, it's God is in the midst. He's still blessing. Many people are coming out of shelter in place and shelter in place, I should say. And but here in Illinois, we're still kind of stuck in. But the bottom line is God is in control. Can I get an amen? God is in control. Now, you know what we said? We're going to deal with leadership, and I'm really moving forward in this whole concept that you need to grab, and if you can repeat it after me, every believer is a leader. And therefore, in Genesis 1:27, where it says that we have dominion, we subdue and rule, that means you are a leader, and therefore you are supposed to be fruitful. That's the basis of what we're dealing with. So give a couple of more seconds, get our audience together, then we're going to get right into the word on this morning. The text, the talk, and the takeaway. I'm going to give you the text, the talk, and the takeaway. All right, here we go. Let's go. Have you ever, me, myself, and I, did you realize that you are the one that keeps you from being the leader God has called you to be? Today, we're going to talk about self. I said that this week, we're going to talk about leading yourself, leading your business or your career, leading your home, leading in the church. Yourself, your business or career, your home, or in the church. We're going to break those four things down, if you will. And today, let's talk about leading yourself. Today, let's talk about leading yourself. Me, myself, and I. Do you realize that you sleep with the enemy? That's right. Not talking about your spouse. I ain't talking about who's laying beside you when you go to bed. Do you realize that you sleep with the enemy sometimes? Let me give you the text. The text, again, is Genesis 1:27. Have dominion, rule, subdue, lead. He created you to lead. Why? So that you can be fruitful. If you're not being fruitful, then ask yourself this second question concerning the text. In Ephesians 3:20, he says, now unto him that is able to do exceedingly abundantly more than you could ever ask or think by the power that works where? In you. Now, if he can do exceedingly abundantly more than you could ever ask or think, but it works with the power that's on the inside of you, you got to ask yourself the question, why am I not being as fruitful as I should be? Look at your life right now. Where area that you are not being as fruitful as you should be? Now, if the word is true, let's say it again. He said that I created you to have dominion. I created you to rule. I created you to lead. I created you to multiply and be fruitful. And on top of that, Ephesians 3:20 says that he says, I'm going to do exceedingly abundantly more than you could ever ask or think by the power where? Within you. So what about you leading yourself? Let's talk about you leading yourself. If you're not being fruitful as you believe that you should be, you're not multiplying as much as you really believe you should be, then let's begin with you first. Let's begin with you first. You are created to be great. But what's going on that might keep you from being great? First thing is this: great is on the other side of you. Great is on the other side of you. What do you mean by that? 1 John 4:4 says that greater is he that is where? In you. Greater is he that is in where? In you. 1 John 4:4. So therefore, if you are not being as great in whatever area you are supposed to be, it's on the other side of you. What do you mean by that? You got to pursue. This is what David said. You remember when David was caught and they ransacked the whole their whole camp out, their whole village where they were, just destroyed everything, took the women and took the children, and then David inquired, and the response was, David, after he encouraged himself, it says, "What should I do?" And it says, "Pursue." That's what you need to do. You need to pursue the other side of you. You got to get past the things that is on the inside of you that keeps you from being the great person that God has called you to be and accomplishing all that he's called you to be. What's the second thing is? Great is stuck inside of you. Greatness is stuck inside of you. What do you mean by that? Romans 7:21. You know what Paul said. Paul says, when I want to do good, evil is always before me. Wretched man that I am. Whenever I try to do the things that I really believe I'm called to do, something on the inside keeps tripping me up. You got to get on the other side of you. You got to realize that greatness is stuck inside of you. Here's the third thing. You were created for greatness. Don't fall for the okie doke. You were created for greatness. Don't fall for the okie doke. Who fell for the okie doke? Adam and Eve. They let Satan trick them into thinking that God was holding out on them when he had created them to be and to have everything they needed. But Satan says, did God really say that? He's trying to hold out. He's keeping some. No, God is not keeping anything from you. What happens so many times is that we get so caught up in checking out the other person that we think that God is holding out on us. Take your eyes off of everybody else and put it on me, myself, and I. And that's when you really begin to think that God is holding out on you, because you keep drifting, looking at somebody else's lawn, how green that grass is. Realize he's not holding out on you. He created you for greatness. What's your takeaway this morning? Your takeaway is this: compare you to you and you will win. Compare you to you and you will win. Take your eyes off of everybody else, because it's all about me, myself, and I. Stop sleeping with the enemy. Wake up and grab a hold of yourself and move into all that God has called you to be. I'm going to teach you how to lead. And today we dealt with you. Hey, the Lord be with you. May his face shine upon you and give you peace. I'll see you tomorrow morning when we deal with how you're going to lead in your career and how you're going to lead and win in your business. Talk to you then. God bless you. Bye now.